Welcome back.
Yes, as we had mentioned earlier, we're going to show the medal tally, but of course, like we have mentioned, China and USA are going head to head with leading the medal tallies, and we have just discussed about Genovasi, right? Which is the new, how should I say, branding of Malaysia
new
right
initiative, for youth especially. So yeah, and speaking about the Olympics, I think we have a lot to look forward to because we still have cycling.
And badminton.
Yeah.
Badminton.
So go Malaysia.
And archery. Yes.
Okay, so we'll be updating you on the Olympics all throughout this week. Don't worry about that. And next week as well. Now we're moving on to our first topic. Now we're talking about personal image. We talk a lot about our personal image and we think about it a lot as well. We safeguard it. So why is personal image so important? Well, let's ask this question to our guest this morning, Murshidah Said. Good morning.
Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning?
We are really great.
I'm doing
I like
good.
it when we are color coordinated.
Yeah. I didn't even plan that.
I'm looking at you and you look fabulous this morning.
Yeah. Okay, let's dive
fashionable.
straight into the topic, Murshidah.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to saying personal image, there's two sides of the coins. That's how I see it. You know, it's either the image that you like to do, project from yourself, or are you trying to do or bring up a project, an image for other people to look at?
Yeah. And a lot of times it's the latter. People trying to project an image so that others will view them in a certain way. Now, when it comes to personal image, it is very basic and important to most people. And why is that? Well, actually, personal image, especially where you stand in society, is a fundamental human emotional need, which is every human being wants to be liked or loved or respected or acknowledged or appreciated, and they want to feel special, you know, and it boils down to that. And that is why sometimes they want to fit in or be seen in the society as somebody you know, of a certain stature, of a certain status, and of a certain image. And that is when sometimes people spend a lot of time and a lot of money in building their own self-image so that they will be respected in society. And most of the time, you know, when people, you know, place so much emphasis on where they stand in society, that sometimes they forget that they hurt the people close to them. Sometimes they hurt themselves. They're confused about who they are and how they want to bring themselves out into through their image to society. And you know, sometimes they're not aligned with who they are. So when it comes to personal image, I always address, you know, my participants at my workshops or my students or the people who I talk to, go back to your self-image. Go back to who you are, align yourself and bring that out. You know, and with love and respect instilled, you know, no matter how good you look, you know, or how not so good you look, people will still love and respect you because of how you make other people feel. And your self-image is a lot, I mean, your personal image and how people view you is a lot to do with how you make them feel when they're around you. If they feel, you know, like that, whenever they're around you, right, they feel like, oh my God, this person is going to attack me again emotionally. Then you have that is your self-image. I mean, for some people, maybe they're comfortable with that. But if they feel good or they feel inspired or they feel empowered or they feel like they can learn something from you being around you, and that is also your image.
All right. And speaking of self-image and looking good, and as I said, when I look at you, you always look fabulous. So for me, that is your image. You are unique in that way. So when we're talking about personal image, are we talking about the physical image that people bring out? Like when I see you, I'm always happy because you're always, you know, upbeat. Is that what it is, or
and
is
you're
it
always
just
in bright colors?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, thanks for letting me know.
The bright colors help, and then the attitude helps as well. So what do you exactly mean when you're talking about
thanks
that?
for bringing that up. Maybe I can reflect back on my own transformation because I went through a transformation as well. You know, how I dress. It was in a progression, and it has a lot to do with my own personal growth. And you know, what I realized is when I develop myself internally, when I develop myself spiritually, through my emotions, understanding people and instilling a lot of love in myself, my mindset changes. You know, my mindset changes, how I view things, and I see things with so much more opportunities, and it just comes out through physical. It comes out through what I like to wear and how I feel that, you know, what is aligned with who I am, what I, you know, how I see myself. And also, you know, like maybe the bright colors when I'm happy, you know, I put on some bright colors. And it is a progression, and I believe that everything, if I want to transform myself, or you want, or you know, if you want to transform your image, you start with the spiritual. Go internal, get to know yourself, go into personal growth, and it will transform, you know, within your heart, your emotions, and how you feel about yourself. Your mindset will change. The words you speak will change. How you view things will change, and it comes out, it manifests itself out, you know, physically. I think a lot of people have a view about personal image in terms of how they want others to look at them. So a lot of people try to focus on being people other than themselves, you know, and that's why they're not aligned. Sometimes, you know, they go to work and they pretend to be a certain kind of person, and then after they come home and they're like, oh, so tired, because they're acting the whole time, you know.
They're not being themselves.
Exactly, they're not being themselves. So
it's very tiring.
Yes, it is very tiring.
I like it when you put it when we have shown on the slide there, focus on personal growth, because that's very important. They don't actually, a lot of people, they don't actually focus on that.
Yes, they don't they see personal image as in physical grooming. Yes, that is part of it, because other people will perceive you based on your appearance. But at the same time, we think back how many beautiful people that we know who sometimes we just don't want to hang around them so much, you know, because of the vibes, the vibrations that come out from them, and you just feel uncomfortable being around them, you know. Yeah, so, and you know, may be around with people who may not so concerned about their physical image, but yet you feel so comfortable and you feel so loved around them, you know. So I would say get a good balance between both the, you know, the physical as well as the internal. But for me, I would advocate internal, and it comes out, you know, through your physique as well.
All right. And when you're talking about safeguarding your image, you see it as something so important that sometimes you hurt people, as you said just now. Why can we hurt people when we're actually, it's not related to them, but we hurt other people as well? Why?
You hurt especially those who are closest to you. And you know, sometimes when you have a bad self-image about yourself, sometimes you see the people around you who are your loved ones, like your children, your family, and this is a manifestation of yourself. So that's why sometimes people, because of their concern of their image in society, you know, that they want to boost their image, they you know, they stress their own children out, you know, to focus on things that they want their children to be, so that it boosts their own self-image. You know, for example, or you have to get into a certain job, so it's good for our family name. You have to go into a certain demeanor, or change your personality because, you know, you don't want to embarrass your family, you know, that sort of thing. And people forget that everybody's different, you know, all of us are made differently, although, you know, we're human, but we have different personalities, we have different strengths and weakness. I would always encourage, you know, identify people's strengths and then you boost that. You know, sometimes, you know, when people, I've seen the way, you know, some even bosses or leaders, how they treat their staff, you know, because in front of people they'll be very nice, you know, to, you know, it is again an artificial image, but within their own people they start shouting at them and then telling them things that, you know, that is not aligned with who they are, you know, on the public front. So I would always recommend that, you know, if you want to project a certain image to the public, do that as well in private, you know, and be aligned, and also consistent. Otherwise you'll be like confused here and then, you know.
Let's just say that you want to start building a very positive personal image. Of course, you always want to have it positive, right? So do you start with changing the mindset, or and then the everything will follow through, or do you start to change the physical side first and then everything will follow through?
You know, there are, interestingly, there are a few people with a certain different opinions on that. Some people say when you dress like into that dress physically, and
you're
then you
in
believe,
that groove.
you become the person, right? Well, that can work for some people, but for me, I would personally encourage everyone to go internal, go deep. Get to know yourself better, know your strengths and weakness. And I always have this exercise with people where, you know, however old you are right now, say you are 30 years old, you divide your life in 3 parts, right? Say 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, and then you write down all the achievements you have achieved in your life, you know, whether it's you know, participating in a dance competition in school, or, you know, be just doing something that you accomplished, riding a bicycle or something.
Challenge yourself.
Yes, and when you look back in your past, and you will see that you have actually accomplished a a lot of things, you know, and you see what is common about that, you know, that what your common strengths are, and then you reflect back and you say maybe that is what you should focus on, and then also learn to understand yourself better, learn about understanding people better, and then, you know, it will come out through the words you speak, and you won't be so judgmental about other people. You start focusing about self-improvement, and for me that will translate out to the physical that you bring out. At the same time, doesn't make, you know, it wouldn't hurt by getting to know what is the latest fashion sense and styles and out there, and for you to be up to date, you know, and wear something that works and is aligned with who you are and your own identity.
Right. Well, being up to date with fashion always helps. It helps to bring out your mood, your own mood as well as the people around you. But what about those people who you mentioned just now, Murshidah, who sometimes when you're around them, you're just like, oh, it just goes down. Exactly.
That person just, how should I say?
Drains energy.
Exactly. So full of negativity.
It's not to say what's wrong with these people, but why do they neglect their own personal image when it's so important?
So because people are always focused about the physical. They think, you know, I look good, I have a certain job title, I have a certain status. That is enough for my personal image. But they forget that, you know, when they are not around anymore, perhaps, you know, even if they leave the room or they leave the face of the earth, people will, you know, what is the legacy you want to leave behind, you know? So a personal image is not about just your physical, it is also your reputation. It is about how you treat other people and also how you make other people feel. Right? Because if you treat people badly but you look good, do you think your personal image is good? And a lot of times people talk about when they say, oh, I'm groomed, you know, we need to groom ourselves, and they only focus on the physical grooming, whereas grooming also covers you know, how you talk to people, how you address people. Your internal will always showcase the external, you know. So it's not aligned. When, you know, sometimes people look, wow, it's nice to see a beautiful person, but then being around the person is, you know, not something good. So again,
it makes it worse when that person they try so hard to look good on the outside, but deep down inside they actually have really low self-esteem, and they try to put down other people.
That is a reflection of low self-esteem. And I always say the higher level you go in society, maybe in your job title, or, you know, whatever it is that you do, with the higher level you are, the more humble you should be. Because if you are at a high level and you put people below you down, I mean, that only reflects that you are not ready for that position. It means you somehow have to reinforce that, oh look, I'm the boss, you have to listen to me, you have to respect me, and that is actually going to lower your self-image, not the other way around. But if you are already given a job title, you know, it comes with respect, it comes with the work you have done in the past. So accept that, and with humility, and be grateful, and you treat people and with respect and help them to lift them up, you know, and be perhaps go to the level that they can achieve in their lives.
Treat people with respect, help lift them up, and lift your own credibility as well in the process. All right, thank you so much, Murshidah.
Thank you, Murshidah.
For help with our personal image. We'll see you again next week.
Oh yes, I will see you again.
We also have another private session outside after the show. Thank you, Murshidah. So you can always log on to facebook.com/helloon2, and also on Facebook you can search for The Message is Love and Respect, and you will be able to interact with Murshidah Said. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, so that's our segment on personal image. Why is my personal image important? Hopefully you guys have learned something there. We are now moving on. After this, we're talking about TMNT Malaysia at the Olympics.
That's right.
But before that, we're taking a short break.
Don't go away.
Be back after this.